Joining me now in studio to take a legal deep dive into this case is criminal defense attorney Josh Kolsrud. So let's talk a little bit about the admitting to police the intent to kill. How does that change a case when attempted murder is on the table?
It's huge because one of the first things that you have to prove as a prosecutor is intent. When you charge attempted first-degree murder, you have to prove that there's some sort of premeditation or pre-planning involved. And here you have that because the suspect in this case, he allegedly told the police that he intended to kill the people inside the apartment. Now, what makes this case really disturbing is that there's no indication that he knew these people, that he knew these victims, that he snuck into this house and he attacked and stabbed two people in the middle of the night. Right. And so what prosecutors and defense attorneys are going to be looking at is there some sort of insanity defense here? There's allegations that he may have bipolar disorder and other medications that he wasn't taking at that time.
And so is that something that the defense is going to lean heavily on, regardless of admitting to authorities that he went in with such intent?
Definitely. They have to do that because of the admission and also the injuries of the victims. Their only defense that's probably going to hold any water is whether or not he was guilty except insane.
And as we just heard, we heard Jackie Horn, the mother, involved in obviously horrific injuries that she's still recovering from, not to mention the emotional impact this attack is going to have on her and her daughters. How does the alleged harm to the children impact the case or even the sentencing if he's found guilty?
It's huge. So judges look at various things when sentencing any defendant. Number one is always the injury to the victim. And here it is substantial. And also they look at and see how many victims are there. In this case, you have at least two victims. So the judge is going to consider sentencing this defendant, if he's found guilty, to consecutive sentences. So that would be 7 to 21 years with a 10.5-year presumptive times 2.
Okay, and you just answered my final question before we wrap up, which was how much time could he potentially face? And you said 7 to 21 years times 2.
With a 10.5-year presumptive times 2. Yep.
Okay, yes, sir. Josh, we'll be back with you on the Diddy case that's coming up tomorrow. Troy, we'll send it back to you.